Not me just popping up like that old ex-boyfriend, just, hey, off your bed. You know what? I'm not like an ex-boyfriend. I'm like that old trusty friend where it's like, it doesn't matter how long it's been, you can just pick right back up where you left off. I'm back, obviously. We're gonna do a little chef stuff today. I have a small HomeGoods haul. I'm just in the garage right now. My mom is here watching Noelle while I film. This is Noelle's favorite stuffed animal. It's like a little mini Rosie. Anyways, let me show you what I got. So my goal is to get rid of this in my living room, the baby gel, because it's outstayed its welcome, and once we have like Christmas and everything, I just want that not in there. So I just grabbed a few things at HomeGoods because this is gonna become the playroom. Like, as you can see, she's making herself at home in here. So I wanna make this as aesthetically pleasing as possible. We've got a mixture of skeletons, Boney Tony's cousin, if you know, you know. What should we call him? Throw me out your ideas. A little Christmas cushion. But yeah, so I just grabbed a few storage things. So I just got some more wicker basket things. We have these built-ins on this wall and they're not super deep, so I had to get some that were a little bit more shallow. So I got this one. I like that it has a divider, and then another one doesn't have a divider. And then this I thought was so cute and just perfectly matches the room. It has like a little like tufted, is that what it's called? Tufted? Tufted. But it opens, and so, you know, has a nice little soft close hinge so she can't like slam her fingers. So yeah, I got that. And then I have a serious condition. I don't even know what you would call this, but I'm addicted to buying Christmas items for Noelle. So I got her this little adorable gingerbread house. I know we're skipping right over fall. I'm acknowledging that, but I got her this little pink and green gingerbread house. Does anyone care about this? I'm not sure. We're just coming right full into Christmas. This pink Christmas tree. It has like silver tinsel. It's just the softest little thing. I've really been into like getting her like pillow toys. Like I got a bunch of pumpkin pillows because she loves to just like throw them around and like fall into them. She just loves falling into things. She thinks it's hilarious. And then lastly, I got this little gingerbread woman, and I just thought she was so adorable. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep these in here or if I'll put them up into her room. She still is not, you know, habitating in there. We just go up there and play. So yeah, that's my little mini HomeGoods haul. And what else? So yeah, today's chef stuff. I'm gonna be making one of my recipes that I make the most often, and that is my Sunday sauce recipe. So I did a meatball recipe video years and years ago, so I'm not making meatballs today. I'm just gonna focus on the sauce. And not to toot my own horn, but I have a lot of compliments on my sauce, and it's so good, it's so easy, and I make it pretty much every single Sunday throughout the fall and winter. So it's a big deal, and I'm gonna be sharing it with you today. So yeah, I'm gonna get everything prepped, and then we're gonna head into the kitchen for Chef Steph's debut in this house. Even though I've lived here a year and a half, I haven't done a Chef Steph really in here, have I? I think I did a cocktail last year, but that's besides the point. We're gonna get started, so I'm excited. So I just gathered all of my ingredients, heated up my coffee for the millionth time today. I got my Rosie cup. I don't think I ever addressed this on YouTube. I think I just put it in a comment in my last video, but we lost Rosie back in April, and it's been really terrible, and I don't really want to get into the details. Obviously, she was 11 years old, and you know, you kind of see it coming, but you know, in the end, it just happened so fast, and it just is devastating. So we have like little tributes to Rose all throughout our house. Like we planted a rose bush in her memory, like that stuffed animal I showed you. I have this cup, like everything is like a shrine to Rose here, which I don't know if it's creepy and like at what point does it become weird, but I just love her so much, and you know, it just makes me smile when I see like little bits of her throughout my day. So anyways, let's get into the Sunday sauce recipe. Sauce, or I know some people call it gravy where they live, is obviously highly personal to your family and maybe just like your tradition. So let me just start by saying how I like my sauce. So I like my sauce a little bit thick, smooth. I don't like it chunky with tons of vegetables, and I don't like meatballs cooking in my sauce. Like, I don't like that type of meatball. I mean, I'll eat it. Like, I love all meatballs, but this video is not about meatballs, but I don't like when people put like the raw meatballs in. Like, that's just not my style. I like crispy, like fried, crunchy type of meatballs. Anyways, so that's the kind of sauce I like, and this is a very easy recipe. I've shared it with, you know, friends, and I've always had really great feedback, so I want to share it with you guys, and maybe it'll become a tradition for you. Also want to remind everyone in the audience, I am not Italian. I don't have a single percentage in my body according to my DNA, so I don't really care about being authentic. I care about what I like, but I do have a lot of Italian people in my life, and I love them dearly, my husband being one of them, and this is approved by him. So let's get into it. I'll show you everything you're gonna need. First, you're gonna need 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. This is the brand I'm using today. Moody, Muddy, not even sure. I really like this brand. Recently switched to this. It's an Italian brand. So I use that. And then you're also going to want tomato puree. So this one comes in a glass jar, but a lot of other brands carry it in you know, like a big can. Another brand that I like, it just was becoming harder for me to find, and I like all of the tomatoes to like come from the same brand. I think it's called Rosso. It comes in a green can. I also really like that brand as well. So that's what we're gonna need for tomatoes. Obviously you can grow your own if you have a garden. That's on our bucket list for next year, so we didn't grow our own this year, so don't hate on me, okay? I'm a mother. I'm a mother. I don't have time to be in the garden. I mean, I probably do, but anyways, you're gonna need garlic. I usually do like 4 cloves. I buy it already peeled because, again, I'm a mother. I don't have time for this. I gotta pick and choose my battles, okay? You're also gonna need, I forgot to mention this, tomato paste. This is, again, same brand. Like to keep it in the family. You're gonna need a whole stick of butter. If the recipe calls for butter, that's when you know it's gonna be good. So a whole stick of butter, a large white onion, Parmigiano Reggiano, Parmesan cheese, obviously. And then you're gonna need salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, sugar, and a little bit of dry red wine. This, I guess, could be optional, but I feel as though it is not optional. If you wanna leave it out because you don't like drink or anything like that, you totally can. Alcohol does like cook down, so it's not like you're like gonna be drunk off of it, but I know some people don't have alcohol in their diet, so you could skip it in that scenario, okay? Okay. So yeah, let's get over to my stove. This is the Ilve stove, by the way. It's just so beautiful, and I love her. Love her a lot. The stainless steel with the brass is just everything to me. Okay, so let me get my pot. Real quick before we go over to the stove, I'm just cutting my onion. So I peeled it, cut off the ends, and then I'm just gonna cut it in half. That's all we're gonna do. So don't cut yourself. Cut it in half. And then I'm also going to cut the rind off of my Parmesan cheese, and then we will grate that later to throw into the sauce or top our spaghetti with. So that's that. I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil, just kind of like swirl it around in the pan, no measuring. A lot of measuring with your heart happens here, but I'm gonna try to be as specific as I can with measurements. Do that much olive oil. And then we're just gonna heat it up. So once that's all heat up, you wanna add in your garlic. So like I said, I do like 4 or 5 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. I feel like you can never have too much in most recipes if they're savory. So yeah, if you like garlic, add more. If you don't like garlic, add less, but you definitely should add garlic. Okay, so I guess I did like 6, I lied. 6 cloves of garlic. It depends on how big the garlic cloves are, of course, but yeah. So we have that in there. So you're gonna saute your garlic. You don't want it to get brown or burnt, so make sure the heat isn't too high. Then I'm going to add in my tomato paste. So I buy the tube, and I do like 1/3 of the tube, I would say. So I get like 3 uses out of each tube. So yeah, 1/3 of the tube is how many tablespoons? Your guess is as good as mine. So just make your life easier. Buy the tube and just do 1/3 of the tube. You're gonna wanna let that cook down, and then this step is when I add the wine. So today I'm using a Bordeaux. I would just say use a dry wine. I usually use a Cab or a Merlot, and I add about probably 1/4 cup. And I feel like this just adds like a really nice depth and richness and a little bit of sweetness as well. So I like to add that in with the tomato paste and garlic and really let that cook down. So this will take a few minutes, but it's gonna become like a thickened syrup almost once it combines with the tomato paste. So sometimes at this stage I'll add in like a little bit of crushed red pepper, like a tiny bit, because you know, not everybody likes spicy. So I just add a teeny tiny bit at this point. So once that's nice and thick, we're gonna add in the rest of our tomatoes. And the nice thing about this brand is it's like a peel tab, so you don't even have to get out a can opener, because tell me why I hate using a can opener so much. We're gonna add in both of these cans. Note that none of my press-ons came off in the process. Impressive. So I'm gonna add in my tomato puree. So then you're gonna wanna add like 14 ounces or so of water. I like to swish around water in the jars and the cans just to like get all of the goodness out. So yeah, it ends up being about 14 ounces. So like one of these cans. Then I'm gonna add in probably like a teaspoon of salt. And I know some people don't like this, but I also add 3 tablespoons of sugar. So you could like grate in carrots or whatever people say to do. I like to just use good old sugar. You could use honey or something like that, but I feel like you need a little bit of sugar to like offset the acidity of the tomatoes and everything else. So I'm gonna add that in there. I do a few shakes of Italian seasoning. So then here is the part that I feel like differs with my recipe than a lot of recipes that I've seen, is I take my onion, okay? So it almost becomes like a little happy smiley face. So I take my onion, put it directly in there. I also take the entire stick of butter. You want to make sure you use like high quality butter. So I like to get, you know, like the grass-fed butter, or sometimes I'll get the Irish butter. But I feel like the quality of your ingredients really matters here. So then I take the whole stick of butter. Look, we're having so much fun, okay? Then I take my rind from the parmesan. We can have that be the nose. And then I add in 2 bay leaves. So I guess that'll be our eyebrows, because we can't forget our brows, people. They're the curtains to the windows of the soul. What up? So then pretty much all you want to do is you want to put the lid on it and then stir occasionally, but that's pretty much it. And I love this method because you get the flavor from the onion without having to have chunks of onion. Because I just don't really like that in my sauce. It's just personal preference, but you get all of the flavor and goodness. And then same with the Parmesan rind. It just all kind of like melts in there and just adds the flavor in. The butter melts. It's just like so rich and delicious, and it's everything. This is everything. And I'm just laughing, like looking at this face in the monitor. Like, how could you not love this face? You know, it's not even a happy face. It's like, it's resting bitch face. It's my face at all times is what my sauce is. And that's basically it. You want to give it at least, I would say, I don't want to say 1 hour minimum, but if you only have 1 hour, it's doable. But the longer you let it simmer on the stove, the better. So I'll generally make this in the morning on a Sunday, and then we'll eat maybe like 4 o'clock, you know, when the Dallas game is on or whatever. But you definitely want to give it several hours to really like let those flavors like cook down. If you've ever made spaghetti sauce, I'm sure you know this, but you know, just in case you don't, we'll check back in on it in a few hours. You know what, this Stanley is the perfect height for a a little tripod action. Tommy is actually so mad that I'm making sauce today because it's not a Sunday. I told him that and he's like, ew. I'm like, what do you mean, ew? You love the sauce. And he's like, not on a Thursday. Okay, well then you can put it in a Tupperware container and you can eat it on Sunday by yourself. I do understand where he's coming from because I've literally never made sauce on a day that is not a Sunday. So I understand. Oh, what we have here, I didn't even say this on YouTube yet. If you guys follow me on Instagram, just follow me there. Like, that's where I'm so active. I'm not really active elsewhere. Like, I'm basically a ghost on YouTube, and TikTok is just like me reposting stuff. But if you missed it, Letta, we won a Marie Claire fragrance award. So I have the magazine right here in front of me. I just keep it on my dining room table because it just like makes me happy and feel successful. So it's in the print, like she's in the print. Vanilla Nera, she's in the print. And yeah, so we won an award, went down to New York City to celebrate. It was so fun and it just makes me emotional. So yes, we have our next fragrance coming out soon. The end of this month. I'm not gonna say the exact date because I'm just waiting on like a very, very solid confirmation of the date before I say it, because once I say I can't go back. Obviously I'll do a whole YouTube video on that. I kind of want to do a makeup tutorial inspired by the fragrance. I feel like that would be fun to do because I'm feeling just very like, I don't know what's the word. I'm feeling lost in the sauce. No, not in the sauce. I'm feeling lost on the internet sometimes because I think it's because I've been so absent on YouTube. Like, I feel like it's hard for me to come back on here because I feel like just awkward. Not like awkward, like it doesn't feel awkward me filming right now, but I feel like I don't know where I fit in content wise because it's hard for me. Like, I can't really vlog because I literally don't do a whole lot. I just am playing with my daughter like 24/7, which I'm so thankful that I'm able to do that. Especially since I don't show her face on camera, it would be very hard for me to vlog my days because she's just, you know, pulling at my legs all the time, which is totally fine. But that would be probably annoying to hear her whining at my feet throughout a whole vlog. Like, I'm just in that stage of my life right now where she's just like has my full attention at all times because, you know, she's just growing up so fast and this is like what I want to focus on for right now. And then, you know, I have my Instagram stuff. I'm always like on stories and, you know, I'll post my reels and things like that. But on here, like, I feel like it's just like I don't know what to really do. And I know you guys will say like hauls and stuff. Like, I feel like I'm still not 100% comfortable with my postpartum body. Yes, I've lost like all of the weight and doing good with that, but it's just like, I don't know, like finding my style again and being okay with how my body looks. Like, even like though I have clothes on, like I still just am not like 100% there with how I look without clothes on. I don't know. It's just like a confidence thing, I think, that I'm still like adjusting. So that's why I haven't really been doing like a lot of like fashion, like haul stuff. Like, if I have an outfit that I feel good in, then I post it on Instagram. But I feel like they're few and far between, and I don't really like buying tons of clothes that I'm not going to wear because realistically I'm here crawling around on the floor, picking up stuff, cleaning, you know, running around after a toddler all day. So I'm trying not to buy too much stuff that's not practical for me to wear. So I feel like this is, I don't know, maybe all sounding like excuses or whatever, but that's just kind of like where I'm at. And I do feel like I kind of owe you guys an explanation of like why I'm not really on here that much, but I do want to make it more of a priority. So I'm trying. This is me trying. I feel like maybe other moms my age or moms like in the same kind of stage, like you will be able to relate to this, but I feel kind of bad because like I'm always like talking about like baby stuff and toddler stuff, but that really is my life right now, and it's just where I'm at. So I just gave my sauce another little stir. It smells so good in here. You will be tempted to eat it before several hours, but don't. It's worth the wait. It is worth the wait. I did not do a cocktail recipe today and I'm very sorry about it. I just personally, when I'm having my sauce, I don't like to drink anything else with it other than red wine. Like, Just find your favorite red wine. Let's see what's in here. Tommy bought this. If it's a Cabernet, I'm pretty much always gonna love it. I'm a Cab girl. These are the best stemless wine glasses ever, by the way. I get them at Walmart. I think it's like $10, maybe less for a pack of 4. They're so cute. It's very hard to knock it over and spill because the bottom is flat. I might have talked about these before, but they're just the best. They come in a stem version as well, but you know, I just like a stemless glass. I want to ask you guys, and this is a little hint, but if you have any bourbon-based cocktail recipes, please share in the comments because I'm trying to make a bourbon cocktail soon. Wink, wink. Please never do that again, Stephanie. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. You know what's actually really funny is that I was thinking the other day, like my daughter, she's gonna be able to watch all of these videos one day, which is actually hilarious. Like I love nothing more than watching my videos from like 10, 15 years ago. Like they just literally brighten my day. If I'm ever feeling terrible about myself, I just put on an old YouTube video and I just laugh. I just laugh. Like you used to post the most random shit and you guys loved it. And you're still here. You're still here. Love ya. Okay, you baby.
Okay, sit down.
She's obsessed with babies.
Sit.
Sit, baby. Oopsie.
Hug, hug, hug.
What is Dazzy doing? Daz, we're having a moment. Say shh. Can you say mommy? No. Say it. She just started saying it after 18 months. Say it. Say it. Can you say mommy? No. Why are you being silent?
No.
No. Sauce. Can you say sauce? Okay. So I'm just grating the rest of that Parmesan cheese wedge with Noelle whining at my feet. You want to add this to the sauce like after you take it off the heat, let it just melt in if you want it extra cheesy, or you can just save this to top the pasta. But if you don't have a cheese grater with the compartment underneath, I don't know what you're doing because it just makes everything so much better. So now it's time to boil the pasta. Everybody knows how to do this, obviously. And I did take the onion out of the sauce. You want to do that at the end. That way you have all of the flavor, but none of like the onion chunks, and you don't have to like get out a blender or anything like that, unless you like really wanted to. I've never done that. I've never felt the need, but yeah, we're almost ready.